Hello YouTube, Baraki3 here, back with another kickin' action figure review. This action figure review was requested by Ryan's Videos 100, and it is over the Bandai Creations 12-inch Kiryu, however you want to say it. Now, people really say 12-inch, but on the box it says, on the box it says 11-inch classic Godzilla figures, because these are reissues. Yes, I have all three. Now, I just want to tell you about how I came to get this figure, just because it's kind of a little funny story. Now, my girlfriend, her brother, and a couple friends and I, we were all hanging in Toys R Us, right? Because Toys R Us is cool and we're all nerds and, you know, stuff. And obviously, I go straight to the Godzilla figures. And I see this guy, and I'm like, I don't have a Kiryu, and I wanted to get the 6-inch one with the drill hand, but it's not really movie accurate since it doesn't have a busted eye. And I was just watching it, looking at this figure, looking it over, seeing it had paint stuff, and I decide I don't really want to get this. It's $24. I'll just hold off for a while, save some money. And my girlfriend, she was like, I'm gonna get you that for Valentine's Day. And I was like, oh, no, you're not. So then I had to buy it for $24, just so she couldn't buy it for me. But she actually ended up getting me back for that by getting me this. The 11-inch Godzilla by Bandai Creations, which I didn't have. Oh, she knows me so well. She knows me so well. Luckily, she got that 40% off, which is much cheaper than this was. But since I already have them out, let's do some size comparisons. This is actually not a bad sizing, because Kiryu was a bit taller than Godzilla in the movie they were in. But it obviously wasn't with this Godzilla, but that doesn't really, you know, matter. So, yeah, looks fine to me. Now for the other 12-inch figure, let's go ahead and compare him with the Gigan. Yeah. This actually isn't bad either. Gigan is kind of crouching. Kiryu's almost completely erect. So, as you can see, not bad sizing, actually. It's great. Great figure. Yeah. So, how about a quick little summing up of the history? Now, the first movie that this incarnation of Mechagodzilla appeared in was Godzilla Against Mechagodzilla, the Millennium film. This is the third incarnation of Mechagodzilla, by the way, for those of you who don't know. And they called it Kiryu, or Kiryu, dependent on how you pronounce words. So, Kiryu's actually more of a cyborg instead of a robot, like this guy, who I should probably also just do a quick comparison with, just so you can see that, because I don't have the Bandai Creations Kiryu or any 6-inch Kiryu, so, ta-da. Anyways, here we are, Kiryu, and they made him with DNA computers around the skeleton of the original Godzilla. Fancy that. And he actually, when they first sent him to fight Godzilla, he went berserk, because he heard Godzilla's roar. It activated his DNA computers, like they got into the skeleton, and kind of almost brought Godzilla back to life in a way. And so he, like, rampaged through the city until he ran out of power, which only lasts 2 hours. My DS runs longer than that, but I suppose he has to use a lot of energy. Anyways, he fights Godzilla and wins, but really just scars Godzilla, and Godzilla retreats and sustains massive damage itself. Then it's rebuilt and used in the sequel to that, Godzilla Tokyo SOS, which was a pretty good movie, where Mothra came and he and Mothra fought Godzilla, and then Kiryu buried himself and Godzilla, well, actually sunk Godzilla and himself in the ocean to rest forever. So, yeah, enough with that. How about articulation? Articulation is actually kind of lacking on this figure. The legs aren't articulated at all, unlike the other two 11-inch figures. There's just no articulation. Probably because of all the detail that they have right here. They didn't want to screw it up. Now, the tail, 360, really easy. The arms, 360, really easy. Nothing gets in the way. And the head could go 360, but you see this spine right here? Hits the rocket boosters. So it can't go 360. Kind of stinks, huh? But, yeah. that's it. Just 1, 2, 3, 4 points of articulation. Oh, wait, almost forgot. Waist. The waist kind of turns. You could probably turn it 360, but I don't really want to try it because this is kind of a strange shape. See? Popping out and stuff. So, I'm not really going to try that out. Now, how about the tail? Let's start with the tail. the tail, detail, yeah. Anyways, let's start with the tail. It's not painted. Like at all. It's got good detail. Like, it looks good. The metal and the spines down the tail and then the bottom with all the wires and stuff. Wires. It looks good, but it's not painted at all. It's just silver. And when you see it right next to all the black, as like the other wires and cables are painted, it just looks... Ugh. It just looks blah, you know? And then the legs look really excellent. Like here where the boosters open up. And for the feet, the bottom of the feet are detailed. Look at that. That's great. It's got the wires. See the crotch here? It doesn't have articulation, probably because they wanted to do an extra good job on the wires, which they did. And then you come up the body, and you see it's got great detail here. The spines look great. They really do. The back here, yeah, it looks wonderful. The Absolute Zero Cannon, it could have been better. Like a figure this big, you would be able to tell if it could open up. Like on the 6-inch figures, it looks fine. But on this one, it just looks like one big chest plate. It doesn't look like it opens up. Even though it has hinges, it doesn't look like it opens up. Now, the head is probably the best looking part of this figure. The eyes are a perfect yellow. It has the red line coming down. It's got this nice black, just kind of stuff over the teeth, so they look like they're shadowed, and that looks great. They're not individually sculpted, but they don't really need to be in this case. He has his tongue, and he actually has mazers on the roof of his mouth. You can see him, can't you? Look, mazers on the roof of his mouth. That's awesome! But, yeah. Only thing I gotta complain about is the wires aren't really fully painted. It's just sort of gloss-stitched on there, and, like, where it meets the silver, it's not really painted well. The best example of this is on the neck. As you can see here, the neck, the paint, you can just tell, even up close like this, the paint, it doesn't paint all the wires in fear of touching the parts that are supposed to be silver. So they got afraid on the paint job there. Not sure if it was sloppy or not, just afraid. And just to show you other parts of color, there's a triangle like that on each arm. And a red dot on the forehead right under the little spike there. So, yeah, I'm running out of time. Actually, I've already gone over the time I should have. But, all in all, this actually is not a bad figure in the least. If you want a good Kiryu figure, this is a good figure to have, especially if you want a big Kiryu. So I give this figure a 3 out of 5. I mean, the articulation is kind of lacking, which kind of minuses. And then the detail is great, but the paint job, not too much. Could have been better. You could have even tried to paint the tail. But, yes, scaling is really good with both the figures, both the other 11 inches, and it is a nice figure. So, yeah, 3 out of 5. And I guess I'll see you guys later.